Kublai P Station Baro Menta Hakani video in Pai Yak LDA com Typist Jong paper part 2 Mathematics Aptitude but General Science. Poultry farming is undertaken to raise chicken meat and egg production. Practice of cultivating different crops simultaneously on the same piece of land is called mixed cropping. Animal husbandry is the scientific management of 1, 3, and 4. Which of the following statements is incorrect about the state of matter? Bose-Einstein condensate is formed by heating gas of extremely low density. Which of the following is not a property of gas? Gases have a definite shape. When heat is constantly supplied by a burner to boiling water, then the temperature of the water during vaporization first rises and then becomes constant. The boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. The solid which undergoes sublimation is naphthalene. What is true about homogeneous mixture? Both A and B are true. Which of the following properties does not describe a compound? It is a mixture in any proportion by mass. Which of the statements is incorrect about the physical change? It is permanent and irreversible. Which of the following is the correct pair of atoms and its atomic symbol? Phosphorus P. Atomic number set is equal to both A and B. Isobars. Rabi crops are grown in winter season. Which of the following description is true for describing fertilizer produced in factories? Growing in different crops alternately on the same land is technically called crop rotation. In the harvested crop, the grain seed is separated from the chaff. This process is called threshing. The microbe for malaria is carried by female Anopheles mosquito. Living organisms which are invisible to the naked eye are called microorganisms. The bacterium present in cod is Lactobacillus. Dyes are the agents that act as carriers of the pathogen and spread disease vectors. Which among the following pathogens causes cholera? Bacteria. The property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. A student performs an experiment from aluminium chloride from aluminium and chlorine. Which of the following options give the chemical equation of the reaction? Option B. Give the ratio in which hydrogen and oxygen are present in water by volume 2:1. Which of the following shows an oxidation reaction? Gain of oxygen. Which acid is present in tomato? Oxalic acid. In which part of the human eye is the image of an object formed? Retina. The splitting of white light into different colors on passing through a prism is called dispersion. A fuse wire repeatedly gets burned when used with a good heater. It is advised to use a fuse wire of more radius. What is being measured using the voltmeter? The voltage across the resistor. Which is biogas considered a good source of energy, as it burns without releasing smoke? Which of these processes explain the extraction of the sun's energy to generate energy to light a bulb? Conversion of solar energy into electric energy. Decomposer in an ecosystem convert organic material to inorganic forms. The manufacturing of chlorofluorocarbons-free refrigerators is mandatory throughout the world. How does this help prevent ozone depletion? This will reduce the release of CFCs that reacts with ozone molecules. The primary consumers are herbivores. Which of the following is responsible for the depletion of the ozone layer? CFCs. Which of the following constitutes a food chain? Grass, goat, and human. Biodegradable wastes include wood shaving. Which of the following is an artificial ecosystem? Crop field. Which statement is true for the reflection of light? The angle of incidence and reflection are equal. The inertia of an object causes the object to resist any change in the state of its motion. Which of the following is the SI units of force? Newton. Which of the following is true about force? All of the above. Which of the following statements is true of the value of acceleration due to gravity? The value increases from pole to equator. The law of gravitation describes the gravitational force between any two bodies having mass. The phenomenon where a sound produced is heard again due to reflection is called an echo. An unripe green fruit changes color when it ripens, the reason being chromoplast changes to chlorophyll. Kenipat kedeka mathematics. Choose the correct option. A polynomial of degree 1 is called linear. If one zero of the quadratic polynomials x squared minus 4x plus 3 is 1, the other 0 is 3. The graph of a quadratic polynomial intersects the x-axis at most at dash points 2. The graph of a linear polynomial ax plus b intersects the x-axis minus b by a 0. If the graph of a quadratic polynomial does not intersect the x-axis, the polynomial has no zeros. If the sum of the zeros of the quadratic polynomial x squared minus kx plus 8 is 6, then the value of k is 6. If the product of the zeros of the quadratic polynomial 2x squared plus 3x minus k is minus 3, then the value of k is 6. For the quadratic polynomial 3x squared minus 5x plus 2, the sum of the zeros is 5 by 3. For the quadratic polynomial x squared minus x minus 6, the product of the zeros is minus 6. A quadratic polynomial whose zeros are 2 and minus 3 is x squared plus x minus 6. The quadratic equation whose roots are 2 and 3 is x squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. The sum and product of the roots of 2x squared minus 3x plus 1 is equal to 0 are called 3 is to 2, 1 is to 2. The discriminant of x squared minus 4x plus 4 equals 0 is 0. The roots of x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0 are real and equal. What is the highest degree of a quadratic equation? 2. The equation x squared plus 1 equals 0 has no real roots. If one root of x squared minus kx plus 6 equals 0 is 2, the value of k is 5. The discriminant of the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 is b squared plus 4ac. If b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, then the equation has two distinct real roots. If b squared minus 4ac equals to 0, the roots are real and equal. The value of discriminant for 2x squared minus 4x plus 3 equals 0 is minus 8. If the third term of an AP is 5 and the seventh term is 9, what is the common difference? 1. Which term of the AP 21, 18, 15 is minus 81? To the fifth term. The sum of the first 10 terms of the AP 2, 7, 12 is 245. How many two digits number are divisible by 7? 13. What is the probability of getting a heart when a fair coin is tossed once? Half. A bag contains 3 red, 2 white and 4 blue marbles. If a marble is drawn at random, what is the probability that it is white? 2 is to 9. A die is thrown once. What is the probability of getting an odd number? Half. A bag contains 3 red and 5 black balls. A ball is drawn at random. What is the probability that it is not red? 5 by 8. A card is drawn from a deck of 52 cards. What is the probability of getting a red face card? 3 by 26. The probability of an event that is certain to happen is 1. A lot of 20 bulbs contain 4 defective ones. One bulb is drawn at random. What is the probability that it is defective? 1 by 5. A box contains 90 days number from 1 to 90. One day is drawn at random. What is the probability that it B is a two-digit number, 9 by 10. A child throws a die with faces show A, B, C, D, A. What is the probability of getting A? 1 by 6. If P E equal to 0.05, what is P not E? 0.95. A toy is in the shape of a cone mounted on a hemisphere. If the total height of the toy is 15.5 cm and the radius is 3.5 cm, what is its total surface area? CSA of cone plus CSA of hemisphere. A hemispherical depression is cut off from one face of a cubical block. If the edge of the cube is equal to the diameter of the hemisphere, what is the surface area of the remaining solid? 6a square minus pi r square. The volume of a toy formed by a cone on a hemisphere is volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. A cylinder with hemispherical ends has a total height of 14 mm and a diameter of 5 mm. The height of the cylinder part is 9 mm. Volume of a cone of a radius r and height is 1/3 pi r square h. Volume of a hemisphere r is 2/3 pi r cube. If radius of a sphere is double, its volume becomes 8 times. A gulab jamun has 30% sugar syrup. If volume of one is 125 centimeter cube, then syrup in 45 is 1687.5 centimeter. The solution of the pair of equation x plus y equal to 10 and x minus y equal to 2 is x is equal to 6, y is equal to 4. The graph of x is equal to minus 2 is a line parallel to the y-axis. 5 pencils and 7 pens together cost 50, whereas 7 pencils and 5 pens together cost 46. What is the cost of 1 pencil and 1 pen? Pencil 3, pen 5. The sum of the digits of a two-digit number is 9. Reversing the digits give a number 27 less than the original. The original number is 63. 5 years ago, A was twice as old as B. 10 years later, A will be twice as old as B. The present age of B is 20 years. The coach of a cricket team buys 7 bats and 6 balls for 3,800. Later, she buys 3 bats and 5 balls for 1,750. What is the cost of 1 bat and 1 ball? Bat 500, ball 50. If a pair of linear equations has no solution, then the lines are parallel.